how did you find your sense of true masculine core and centeredness, or how do you actually support men in your boot camps and your retreats place, right?
Yeah, I think most men's work is good, and I'm glad men are doing it. But I do share some of your feelings. Going out and screaming at each other just to scream at each other, or beating on drums. I'm not sure it does a whole lot that's lasting. I bet it's cool to get away from your woman and kind of be with other bros.
Yeah.
So there's a bonding element, but I don't think it creates lasting change. And
Yeah.
man, at least I try. I really don't do stuff that doesn't work. I'm not saying everything you do with me would be life-changing instantly, but I don't do a lot of pomp and circumstance or beating on drums or anything like that. It's got to be what's going to ground you and give you capacity in a relational space. And I think that's where my focus is, that maybe some other people's work is not quite encompassing this, but it's the relational aspects of it. How do you be not only grounded and have your sovereignty and maybe bring a little alpha energy, but you can't stop there, because we're talking about being in a relationship. And I don't care how many days you spend out in the woods with your bros. If you haven't created that ability to stand in the fire and stay relational with her while you hold your center, it's not going to do any good, because the minute you go home, you're going to lose everything you think you gained over. So there's a relational context that I put around every single exercise that we do, whether it be exercises at a workshop or just even the embodiment exercises that I'm teaching guys to do every day. So there's got to be a relational element to everything. And that's what I'm trying to bring to the table with the work that I do.
I love that.
Yeah. I hate things that don't work. I hate things that, I've been through a lot of workshops, and, some things are super profound. Some things are nice and profound, and other things were kind of fun, but just didn't stick with me. And I definitely try to avoid stuff like that.
Well, it's got to be emotional. It's got to resonate. It's got to be heartfelt. I just feel like I'm always we're just working on a daily basis from the neck up. There was not a whole lot. And I get this feedback from a lot of women, even just people, not even romantically, just saying like, you're very open, you're very transparent, you're very authentic, and yet I don't actually feel you. I feel like you're telling me a lot of intimate things. I don't feel like I have an intimate relationship with you. And I'm like, I don't know. And it would take me having to get so frustrated that I'm in tears, I'm broken down, for her to be like, I finally feel you. I'm like, but I hate feeling like I have to lose my shit for you to feel me. And that's why I felt like something needed to shift. And that's why I went to medicine, because it's the only way that I could force myself out of letting go of my conscious mind to drop into my heart. And then, but I don't want to be on mushrooms every single day of my life either. That's not me either. So I felt like breath work is the thing that to me makes it brings that alignment.
Yeah.
Without any type of repercussion or like, a couple of days of recovery. I've just been able to connect and rewire my nervous system. And like you said, not all things work for all men, but for me, this has been pretty powerful. And so in your second book, the Art of Embodiment, I feel like that has been a game changer for me.